Back to Scott's Week Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with my dad today. We're here to do our Super Bowl and Royal Rumble predictions for this Sunday and next Sunday. The reason why I'm doing my Super Bowl predictions this week is so you people can enjoy Super Bowl weekend with your family and not worry about me posting next week. So I'll be back in 2 weeks with some new stuff going into possibly talking about the NFL draft, but we'll see. Let's get into our Super Bowl predictions first. Bucks and Chiefs, this should be a fantastic game. Two very good teams coming into this game. But I got to go with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win their second Super Bowl in team history. I think when you look at a Super Bowl, you got to look at the team that has the better defense. And for me, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the better defense in this game. They've been playing their absolute butts off for the entire playoffs, and I think they got one more excellent game in them. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers find a way to get a turnover late in the game, and Tom Brady makes them pay for it with a game-winning field goal late in the game. Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl, and my MVP will be Tom Brady, who I think will throw about 4 or 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. So Tampa Bay 37-34.
Bold prediction. So, of course, I want the Bucks to win. I think Brady is inarguably the best quarterback of all times, but unfortunately, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback right now. And the Chiefs are an unstoppable offense when they're motivated. I think it's going to be a close game. I really want to pick the Bucks, but unfortunately, I've got to take the Chiefs here. I think they're just too good.
Boo!
I think that offensively, with Kelsey and Hill, they're an unstoppable twosome.
Boo!
I think unfortunately the Chiefs are going to win in a close one by a field goal.
Now into the Royal Rumble predictions for this Sunday. Not the Royal Rumble we all wanted this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. I would love to have my boys David and Steven in here on Sunday for this video. No offense, Dad, but
I'm taking.
I would love to have my boys over to watch the Royal Rumble, but unfortunately we're gonna have to do that via Zoom on Sunday. So let's get into our predictions right now for the Royal Rumble. First match out for the Raw for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It will be the current champions Asuka and Charlotte defending against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I will go with Asuka and Charlotte to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships here. They just won these titles a few months ago, so I don't think they're going to take the titles off of them yet. Maybe at WrestleMania they do it at Raymond James, but I'm going to take Asuka and Charlotte to retain.
I agree. I think when you look at Asuka and Charlotte, arguably two of the best women wrestlers in the business right now. You've got tons of championships in between the two. I like Asuka and Charlotte Flair to retain their titles.
Next up in the WWE Championship match will be Drew McIntyre defending his WWE Championship, just coming off testing positive for COVID a few weeks ago, as he will be going against Goldberg. As much as I would love to see Drew McIntyre retain here, I don't see it. I'm going to go with Goldberg to win another championship. I know nobody wants to see it, but it's going to happen. I'm going to take Goldberg to win the WWE Championship here at the Royal Rumble.
I don't see it. I think a lot of people are picking Goldberg. He's the pick of the night, but I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I think McIntyre is going to get the win. I think you're going to set it up for a rematch at the next pay-per-view. But I think ultimately McIntyre gets the win here.
And two matches that people are projecting to happen at the Royal Rumble, possibly. It'll be the current champion, the United States champion, Bobby Lashley, defending against Riddle. Matt Riddle got a win over everybody except for Bobby Lashley this past Monday night on Raw. I will go with Bobby Lashley to retain the United States Championship here at the Royal Rumble. I think if they want to make this stable that MVP has right now as strong as it needs to be, I think they need to keep all the championships in the stable. So I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley to retain the United States Championship.
The most boring wrestler on the mic in the history of wrestling, Bobby Lashley. I agree with Scott. Is going to win going to retain his championship against the Roman.
Next up for the Intercontinental Championship, it'll be the current champion Big E, who's done pretty well as a singles wrestler after getting split up from the New Day back in, I think that was back in August or September. My months are getting a little bit mixed up now that we're during the pandemic and everything. It'll be the current champion Big E defending against Sami Zayn. I'll go with Big E to retain the Intercontinental Championship here. I think he needs to prove to the WWE Universe that he can win without Big E and without Xavier Woods. So I'm going to go with Big E to retain the United States Championship here at
I'm going to go the other way. I think Sami Zayn's going to win in an upset. Zayn has had an up and down career with WWE, but I think Sami Zayn's going to get a big push and get the win here.
Next up, it'll be for the Universal Championship, the potential main event of the evening, as it'll be the current champion Roman Reigns defending the championship against Kevin Owens. I will go with Roman Reigns to win this match. I think he retains the Universal Championship here against Kevin Owens. He's already beaten him twice. I think he beats him for a third time here at the Royal Rumble. So I'll go with Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship here at WrestleMania, here at the Royal Rumble.
Feels like they put Owens against Reigns just because they couldn't find a better opponent. As Scott said, they're wrestling all the time against one another. I don't see any reason why they would have Owens beat Reigns here. Give me Reigns.
Now into the Women's Royal Rumble. Probably the first Rumble match of the night. Let me go down the participants for you right now. It'll be Nia Jax, Charlotte, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, my girl Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Tamina. 18 wrestlers to be announced. We might find out a few more of those tonight on SmackDown, but we'll see. For me, I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair to win the Women's Royal Rumble. She had a very nice performance last year in her first ever Royal Rumble. I will pick Bianca Belair to win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania and potentially become your new SmackDown Women's Champion.
I think it's a good pick, but I'm going with Alexa Bliss. When I look at Bliss's career, I think now's the time that she really gets over the top. They're going to give her a big push, and she's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I love her new gimmick on Raw, so I would not mind to see her winning this match. I think that playful gimmick that she's been having on Raw has been very good over the past few weeks. Probably one of the only bright spots on Raw lately. And my two surprise entrants for the Women's Royal Rumble, it's tough. Just because how high she is on the betting odds right now tells me that there's no way in heck that she's not in this Royal Rumble. I will go Ronda Rousey. I think Ronda Rousey will enter the Royal Rumble. She's very high up on the betting odds right now. I think she's like the fourth highest betting favorite right now. So I'm going to go with her. And I think Eva Marie makes her WWE return tomorrow night. They've been talking about it for months. I think she finally returns at the Royal Rumble on Sunday. Dad?
So you asked me two surprise entrants.
Correct.
I'm actually going to go with Lita,
Okay.
coming out of retirement. And I'm also going to go with Ronda Rousey as well. Those are my two picks.
Next up into the Men's Royal Rumble. The participants, Edge, who just announced himself into the Royal Rumble on Monday night. Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, Otis, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Jey Uso, John Morrison, Bobby Lashley, The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Big E, and Randy Orton, all into the Royal Rumble, but there are 13 unannounced entrants. For me, the winner of this Royal Rumble, I think he gets one more chance at the big time at WrestleMania before he retires, and I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble. I think he definitely deserves it. He's been an absolute big money player for WWE over the past 10 years, and I think he deserves another shot at the at the Universal Championship before he retires. So I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble.
I'm going in a different direction, and this will tip my hand on one of my surprise entrants. I think Brock Lesnar is going to come in as a surprise entrant, and Lesnar's going to win the Royal Rumble. If he gets in there, he's too big a name, he's too powerful. He's going to throw Daniel Bryan right out of the ring.
Okay. My two surprise entrants for the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, I definitely believe he will be in the Men's Royal Rumble. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Backstage with Renee Young and the guys. But I think CM Punk makes his return on Sunday night. I've been saying it every year. One of these years it'll be right. I'm going to go with CM Punk to make his return to WWE on Sunday. I know it doesn't make much sense to have him return without a live audience, but I'm gonna go with it. CM Punk returns at the Royal Rumble.
Sounds like wishful thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. I've already tipped my hand on that, and I'm going with Jeff's brother, Matt Hardy. I think they're going to get him away from AEW, and Matt Hardy returns. Scott thinks I'm a fool for saying that, but that's all right.
And that will do
I'd say Matt Hardy gets just good a chances coming in as CM Punk.
That will do it for this episode of Scott's Reading Sports. I'll be back in 2 weeks, like I said. Probably with some college basketball predictions and some NBA predictions as we head into March Madness and into the NBA playoffs potentially. And I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Reading Sports. In 2 weeks on Scott's Reading Sports. See you later, guys.
See you guys.
Go Bucks!